Hello, this is Sergio. So in this video I'll try to demonstrate what I did to pass some of the logic that I was inserting inside the third person character into the player controller. So for example, here one of the things I did was I had originally the spring arm and the camera attached to the third person character, and this works. So if I press play, you can see that, because it's attached, every time my player jumps or does something, the camera exactly follows, right? But I thought it would be nicer if I had the camera separate so I could control it and smooth it out a little. So what I did was I deleted it from here, and originally I had here in the event graph, I had this. So here I'm just calling the blueprint I made called the BP Advanced Side Scroll Cam, and I'm spawning this blueprint, and here it's following the target is saying self. So I'm using self because I'm inside the third person character, so self is the third person character, right? Compile. So now if I press play, you'll see that the camera is actually a little bit smoother when I jump up and down. It's a little bit smoother with the transitions, and this is just fine. But what I thought was, I would like to have the logic for the third person character like only here, and everything that is like adding other like UI elements, or like here that I'm spawning something else, control all those from the player controller. So I decided to cut this and to start moving things to the player controller. So I selected all this, came here to the player controller, and I made the function here, pasted exactly the same, save. Now here in the begin play, what I did was I just plug this and I'm calling this function. So I just drag the function. It's called spawn advanced side scroll cam and play, right? So if I test now, you see that my camera isn't actually following, so it's not really working. And to make it even more clear, if I stop it with escape, you see that there's an error. And after trying to, investigate the reason, I found out, and it makes perfect sense, that here actually the follow target, because I copy pasted, it came in, but it's not really compatible because self here is not a third person character, and if I try to even plug this, it fails. It's plugged now because I pasted, but it's not really compatible. So what I did was, in the event begin play, I created here this get actor of class, and I pointed to the BP third person character, and then I assign it to a variable, right? It's called just third person character ref. And this is a variable. So every time I call this variable, which is stored here, assigned here and stored there, every time I call it, it will be pointing here, right? So now if I go to the function and I drag my variable with a get and plug it to follow target, then it works just fine, see? And now I can come here to the event begin play, everything is connected. Here this is disconnected, so it should work just like the original. See? Working just fine. But now when I escape, no errors. Now I could delete this from here, because I have all my logic for this inside the player controller.